How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia here in Michiru's route. Michiru is looking all fine and dandy. However, you think that she's appropriately dressed for a picnic, which she thinks that she is, and yes, if a picnic was the plan, or a date in general, then yes, she's appropriately dressed. But apparently, her and Yuuji have been going on a run, and this is what she's been wearing. And somehow she's not dead. Not exactly sure how that's been working out. However, it is time for a picnic, so her outfit, I guess, makes sense now? Maybe? I don't know. Anyways, this is probably going to be a little bit of a longer episode, a little over an hour. I don't exactly know how long. I don't know how long I can record each stint. I don't know how long a stint would be in this case. But I do have a lot of free time, and I want to get to the end of this playthrough finally. And the reason why I have a lot of time is because of the whole coronavirus thing, forcing my university to switch to online-only mode. So I will be home a little bit more than I was originally, which is nice. There isn't a threat of the virus in the area. They just want to be safe, which I completely understand, especially as a commuter. I'm totally fine with this. Hopefully every one of you are staying safe and healthy. Wash your hands and grab some popcorn or whatever else. And let's jump back into the Fruit of Grisaia. Michiru, my friend.
Hey, nani?
Well, your head.
わかんないわね。とりあえずシート敷いちゃうからね。
I'm assuming the cat wasn't there originally. Michiru retrieves a wooden basket from somewhere or other. Yeah, wait a minute. Thrusts her hand inside and withdraws a plastic picnic sheet.
はい、じゃあパパッと広げちゃうね。おりゃ
As she expands the sheet, it twists violently in midair and falls to the ground in a tangled lump.
もう一回。
She tries again, but the exact same powerful jerk naturally produces the exact same results. Impressive in a way. Such utter ineptitude at something as basic as spreading out a sheet must be fairly rare. Give it here, I'll do it. Like so and so.
すごい。もしかしてユージってビニールシートのプロ？
Yes. There's no such profession.
でもほら、街中で段ボールとビニールシートで。
Stop. Please. Say no more. I understand, yes, those people are pros. I'm an amateur.
ではでは、座りましょうかね。
Cheerfully taking off her shoes, Michiru sits down on the soft plastic sheet. When I remove my sneakers and follow, she places our shoes on the four corners of the sheet.
こうするとね、めくれない。
True enough. Clever.
へへへ。それじゃあ、ご飯の時間ですよ。さあ、ユージくん、なんだと思う？
My will to live? Sandwiches, I imagine.
なんでそう思っちゃった？
Isn't that, like, what you would always bring to a picnic? Sandwiches or something else that you can quickly make? You normally don't make your own food, so it seems unlikely that you cooked rice and prepared side dishes. A sandwich just involves cutting bread and stuffing in ingredients, so it strikes me as the more plausible possibility. You got her there. Also, those band-aids on your fingers. I initially thought you might have gotten scratched by the cat, but now I'm thinking you nicked yourself with a kitchen knife. So anyway, what did you make?
サンドイッチです。
I see. Well, get on with it. All this talking made me hungry.
本当に？よし、ちゃんと残さず食べるんですよ。
The girl places her offering on the sheet. It's an entire loaf of plain bread, its interior gouged out and stuffed with salad. I'd fully expected her cooking to be incompetent, but I never anticipated such a novel technique. I don't think you can call this a sandwich, actually.
ほら、 ユージが運動をすごくするからサンドよりクリ抜きの方がいいかなって、量が多い方がいいかなって、そういうとこ
What?
男の子だよね。
A bread cave? I'm not going to eat this thing.
なんでひどくない？頑張って作ったのに。
Not relevant. I don't like your disrespectful treatment of valuable provisions. Well, I suppose there's no helping it today, but expect severe punishment the next time you pull a stunt like this.
厳罰って何？
A slap to the face.
やだ、それやだ。じゃあもう今後は気をつけます。
What the fuck? Huh? Why are you laughing?
だって今後ってことはまたこうして2人でお弁当を食べる機会があるってことでしょ？
I guess we might. That's not what I meant. I'm just telling you to treat food with respect.
ふふん、まあいいから召し上がれ。
My ammunition, seems to have been brushed off. I grab Michiru by her twin tails, pull her face to extreme close range, and repeat myself. Hold it. It's not all good. Listen carefully. Treat food with respect. Alright, glad to see that you've gotten the message.
何よ、怖いんだから。せっかくのデートだって言うのに。
Quit your whining. Oh, then I'll have some.
あ、変な鳴き方した。
Yeah, wonder what could have made that noise. Michiru's cooking looked beyond terrible, but the taste isn't bad. Not to say that it's particularly good either, but the gap with its appearance works in her favor. Or perhaps I was simply hungry. As I crammed the huge lump of bread into my mouth, Michiru watches with a bright smile on her face.
美味しかった？
Suppose so. Exceeds expectations, let's say. Either way, you worked hard on that, right? It'd be bad manners to turn up my nose.
頑張って作ったなんて私言ったっけ？
Yes, you did. Anything to drink?
そう言うと思って用意しました。ポーポー茶。
Never heard of it.
嘘、知らないの？飲んでます。ポーポー茶のあの CM の。
Like I said, no. Don't really care. Hurry up and give it here.
飲んでますって斬新なフレーズだったのにな。飲むってなんだよみたいな。はい、お茶。
Michiru passes me this mystery beverage in a thermos. The taste is that of a perfectly normal blended tea.
風が気持ちいいね、ここは。いつ来ても。
True enough. I think I sort of understand why this cat likes it so much.
猫？ああ、猫にゃ。じゃなくて、あれか、これか。
Relaxing outside like this, Michiru certainly doesn't seem like a problem child. She looks like a normal girl you'd find anywhere.
お、何見てんだ？
Nothing. Alright, guess we should get back to the dorm.
またほら。ねえ、またこういうことをしよう。別にほら、したくてするわけじゃないのよ。
Oh, I cut her off. Oh well. I'm not free.
ああ、じゃなくて、暇じゃなくて、ほら、忙しくないわけでしょ。だったらね、こんなことしてもいいわよね。
Michiru's completely forgotten her tsundere attitude in her desperation. She really is a normal girl, isn't she? Right down to the comical array of bandages on her fingers. Do you really want to date me that badly?
そんなこと。ああ、違うわよ。これはね、暇つぶしのただの遊びなのよ。デートじゃなくて、デートごっこよ、ごっこ。だからごっこならね、いくらしたっていいじゃない。
Pretend, huh?
そう、ごっこです、ごっこ。
Alright, since it's a game, I don't see any problem with that. You went out of your way to buy yourself cute clothes, so it would be wasteful to only use them once. I suppose we can play again. Yeah, it's just a play date, right? Combat drills, not actual battle.
そうよ、そういざ実戦を迎える前の演習なのよ。じゃあそういうことでまたね、デートこうしようね。
I guess whatever makes her happy. For the time being, we're going to run another 5K or so today. How about 20K for the next date?
ですよね。
You have a complaint?
いや、それでいいです。はい。
After putting away the plastic sheet, we set off for a little light post-prandial or prandial exercise. I actually don't know how to pronounce that. Y'all can tell me. I tend to get yelled at anyways. Well, think you can keep up? You can always head back to the dorm first if you want.
一緒に行く。
I see. What's the watchword then?
えいおー。
Michiru's grinning as she jogs toward me. Somehow, there's a slight smile of amusement on my face as well. The wind is unceasingly pleasant, the sea below us infinitely wide. I didn't see the wide in that sentence, I was like, wait, what? When I leave my room the next morning for my daily marathon, I find Michiru standing in the lobby with a beaming smile on her face. Surely this can't be what it looks like, but it's probably best to ask for safety's sake. What are you doing out here at this hour, woman?
忘れたの？デートごっこするんでしょ？約束したじゃない。
No, I didn't forget. It was impulsive of me, but I did indeed promise the girl more pretend dates. That said, it's currently 5 in the morning. Does she seriously expect me to play house at this hour? Yes, I agreed to that. But I have my own life as well. Running in the morning is my daily routine. You're aware of that, aren't you?
知ってるわよ。
And what time is it right now?
5時。朝の。
So, what do you want from me?
デートごっこ行きませんか？
No, I think not. As I may have mentioned, I'm going for a run right now.
昨日約束したのに。嘘つき。
Michiru's face crumples with disappointment. The girl looks about ready to burst into tears, but for the moment she focuses on swinging her arms wildly in my general direction. Her movements are clumsy in the extreme, but also unpredictable. Every once in a while, an amateur's haphazard swing can also be a KO punch, or can become, a KO punch to the chin, out of sheer random chance. I take a careful step backward and attempt to negotiate. Don't jump to conclusions. Yes, I promised. I'm just saying that the crack of dawn isn't a reasonable time for a playdate.
だったら何時からならいいんですか？
Let's see. A little past noon, just like yesterday? Seems more appropriate.
わかった。じゃあそれで決定ね。あんた、もしその時間にどっかに逃げたりしたら承知しないからね。
I won't run or hide. In the meantime, why don't you come up with some place for us to go?
立てていいの予定。私がつまりデートプラン？ここの。
That's right. You have any problem with that?
いや、ほら、普通デートの予定って男女のカップルだったら男の人が考えるものじゃないの？女の人が希望を言って男の人がそれを組む。
I'm all about equality, Michiru. You know, sometimes you just gotta stop with the decision making yourself and allow the your significant other, to make a decision for the next one. Huh? What? So we're not just doing the play dates, we're pretending to be lovers?
まあそういうことよ。そもそもデートってそういうものでしょ？違うの？そうよね。
I mean, kinda. Excuse me. Yeah, so you don't exactly go on dates you don't go on a date thinking that you're already lovers when, the dating just started or the relationship, or to see if you want to jump into a relationship. It's not how that works. Huh. Well, I understand what you're trying to say. In that case, I'll retain decision-making power. How does this sound for a plan for today's date? After a light round of jump squats, we proceed to the death-defying one-rope bridge. Then, after removing any watches or other metal objects on your person...
待って、いいです。私が決めます。お任せください。
Why? The blueprint was just starting to come together.
いいです。というか大丈夫です。私が完璧にやってみせますから。
Alright then, let's go with that.
はい。では、いってらっしゃいまし。
Michiru waves goodbye with a big smile on her face. Something seems to be missing from this picture. May as well ask for clarity's sake, I suppose. Michiru, my friend.
何?
Weren't you supposed to be a tsundere?
そうよ。そうに決まってるじゃない。あんたなんかね、走ってる途中で海に落ちちゃえばいいのよ。
Okay, I think randomly wishing horrible deaths on your acquaintances is less tsundere and more twisted. Indeed, perhaps I should fall into the sea, but if I do happen to plunge to a watery grave this morning, I imagine you'll come to deeply regret making such a thoughtless joke. Every night I'll appear in your dreams, standing at the foot of your bed, dripping wet, resentment burning in my eyes. Alright then, I'll be going now.
いやー、待って、それは重い。軽い気持ちでバトをしたにしては報いが重すぎる。
I imagine so. Let that be a lesson to you.
いってらっしゃい。無事に帰ってきてね。
Oh, look, you can say a proper goodbye after all. Should have been honest with yourself from the start.
Say hey! いってら。
And so I was able to safely complete my routine. Daily training of this sort is meaningful precisely because you perform it without fail. No matter how small your stride may be, what's important is to keep steadily putting one foot in front of the other. Surprisingly, many people get it completely backward. When an amateur signs up for a sports gym, they frequently exercise for hours on the very first day without a thought for the consequences, doing more harm than good to their bodies. A workout schedule needs to be approached systematically to ensure a steady daily amount of exercise suited to your physical capabilities. Otherwise, you'll quit after a week with nothing but aches and pains for your trouble. That was me when I first went to the gym. I do run regularly, but I'm not like a Yuuji runner. You won't see me doing a 5K every day, maybe once a month, but that's pretty much it. When I return to the dorm, Michiru seems to be obediently standing by in her room in preparation for our afternoon outing. I was worried about the possibility of a panting, saliva-spewing greeting in the manner of a dog impatiently awaiting its walk, but it seems things aren't quite that bad. Even after taking my shower, there's still plenty of time before our 1 p.m. date. I throw myself down on the bed to read one of the books Sakaki left me before her departure. Today I've got a first-person work of reportage written by a war photographer. Unlike fiction, the book captures a vivid slice of reality. Very interesting stuff. There's even a few comic anecdotes, like the time he tried to exchange money inside a disputed region and got handed a stack of newspaper bills, with a few real notes on the top and bottom. Clever swindle. Takes advantage of the natural assumption someone's not going to cheat you so blatantly face to face. A simple but effective bit of misdirection, almost like a sleight of hand trick. You're not going to see through something like that until you've cast aside your unconscious assumptions about what couldn't possibly be. Or something like that, am I right? All of a sudden, I notice that 1 p.m. has come and gone. Bit of a surprise. I would have expected Michiru to come drag me away by now. Deciding I might as well wait for her to show up, I reach out for another book. But for some reason I find myself unable to concentrate. The ticking of my clock seems strangely loud all of a sudden. I can't maintain my usual focus on the printed word. Alright, suppose I might as well head over myself. Mumbling to no one in particular, I drop my book and head for Michiru's room. Michiru, you in there? It's about time, isn't it? I knock on the door and call out, but receive no response. There's always a possibility she had to leave on some pressing business, I suppose. If so, she could have at least said something to me, but, well, that's her choice to make. The girl can do as she pleases.
Yeah.
You're the same cat, aren't you? The black cat that's recently spent most of its time fused to Michiru's skull pushes the door open, poking its face outside. If this animal's here, it seems quite possible that Michiru's still in her room as well. But she didn't respond to my voice at all. Some sort of trouble, maybe? Michiru, I'm coming in. When I reach out for the doorknob, the black cat pulls back in a panic. Seems the little beast still strongly dislikes me. I enter the room slowly, keeping an eye out for booby traps out of an abundance of caution. Inside, I find Michiru lying face down on her bed, breathing in the soft, regular manner of a contented sleeper. I was prepared for the possibility of something being seriously wrong, so I have to admit, this is a bit of an anticlimax. Sleeping in, are we? And after all that squawking this morning, you're a carefree one. The cat hops onto the bed and licks Michiru's cheek repeatedly, but she doesn't even stir. Come to think of it, the girl tagged along for a full 15 kilometers of running yesterday. Hardly surprising she'd be exhausted. But hell, man, when she gets out there running again, it's really gonna hurt. But man, she'll keep it up, or if she does keep it up, she'll be an insane runner. It wasn't a particularly impressive distance by my standards. My standards, however, that's fucking insane. But for a typical female student, I suppose it was a praiseworthy effort. Well, calling this woman typical strikes me as somewhat problematic, but I'll save that debate for another day. Alright, well that's mumbling, we don't need to hear it. The cat and I look at each other and share the equivalent of a wry smile. Michiru's face appears to be resting on a fashion magazine. There's a picture of the outfit she wore yesterday circled in red permanent marker. Even after all that exercise, I'm getting the feeling she was up late last night, in which case it'd probably be more considerate to let her sleep instead of dragging her outside. I give the cat a single pet on the head, causing it to flee immediately, and turn to leave. Get some rest. We'll cancel today's date. What the fuck? Huh? Just go back to sleep, alright? No reason to push yourself. Yeah, it definitely sounds like it, huh? Michiru forces out the words while glaring weakly at me through half-open eyes. Her claims rendered even less convincing when she rises to her feet and promptly staggers to the side, very nearly trampling her pet. Listen, just go back to bed. There's no reason to pointlessly what the hell, your exhaustion? Exacerbate? See, I'm not good with words, though I do try. And fail. I see. How much did you get last night? What the fuck? 8 minutes. That's not even a nap, woman. Get back in the bed and sleep long enough to secrete your growth hormones properly. Well, if you insist, let's get going then. Make your preparations in the next 30 seconds. Suppose not. You have 5 minutes. I'll wait outside. Just how long will it take this girl to get a solid grasp on the tsundere concept anyway? In old movies, they often represented the time wasted waiting for women with a pile of cigarette butts on the ground. But these days, there's heightened social and legal pressure regarding both public smoking and littering, so that's become a pretty rare sight. What then can take the place of that image as visual shorthand for a man kept waiting by a woman? A red battery icon on the cell phone you've been using to browse the internet? Not really feeling the atmosphere from that one. In the first place, it's so easy to send messages these days that waiting in vain might well be a less frequent phenomenon than before. I'm still pondering these matters when Michiru appears complete with cat hat. It's been exactly 5 minutes since I left her room. Apparently not.
何よ、不満そうな顔して。何か文句でもあるの?
Didn't anyone ever tell you to arrive 5 minutes early to your appointments, excuse me?
当たり前でしょ。5分で準備しろって言われて5分前行動できたら、それはもう何？それはもう何かじゃない。
I don't know what that would mean. Please define whatchamacallit.
なんかこう、時間を操る謎の人物？謎のタイムパラドクサー?
Sure, why not? Okay, let's get going already. I'll leave you behind.
いや、待ちなさいよね。あれ、本当に置いてかないでよ。待ってよ。
Where are we even going?
というわけで考えました。デートプラン。
Good, let's hear it.
松島みちる様と行く0泊1日三島崎海の旅。
Michiru delivers the line with all the triumphant flair of a strutting peacock. The beach? We just went a few weeks ago.
いやね、あれはダメだ。なかったことにしたい。知ってる？私、砂で身動き取れなくなって、ナニニアムファルコンの船長かーつーぐらい固まってね。その上近所の子供に、これ以上は言えない。とにかくひどかったんだから。
Oh yeah, that was funny. I see. Have to say though, it's a bit of a boring choice from my perspective.
何言ってんのよ。二人なら楽しいよねぐらいのこと言いなさいよ。デートなんだから。
Pretend date, I believe.
ごっこだけどさ。
That said, I suppose you have a point. Just the two of us playing on the beach might not be bad.
本当にそう思ってくれる?
No, but we're pretending, so I said it anyway.
そうですか。
Yuuji is just fucking cold, man. And so we set off walking for the nearest public beach. Not rushing along, not fleeing anxiously, a simple leisurely stroll. Not unpleasant in its own right. What's up?
なんでもないや。手つなごうか。
What the hell? Hands? I see, we are on a pseudo date, so that seems appropriate.
ごっこだもんね。
When I reach out, Michiru momentarily jerks her hand away, but soon tentatively surrenders to my grasp. She's got a decidedly small hand with rather thin fingers. On closer examination, there seems to be small white flecks on her nails. Are you eating properly? Your fingernails don't seem to be getting adequate nutrients.
あんたよりはマシなもの食べてるつもりだけど。
I doubt it. I'm not sure a diet consisting of cheap sweets and takeout lunches can really be described as healthy, my friend.
うっさいわね。てか、そんな細かいとこまで見なくていいのよ。
True enough. This is a date after all. Alright then, I will now offer a more date-appropriate comment. You're wearing perfume, aren't you?
気づいた。
I smelled freesia and pink pepper at first, but now I'm getting heliotrope and iris, with a hint of sandalwood and synthetic musk underneath.
わかるの?
To some degree. Mostly intuition though. Anyway, there's no need to wear perfume. You smell nice naturally. I take a lock of Michiru's hair in my free hand and gently stroke it. After a moment, I allow the strand of blonde hair to fall through my fingertips, It whispers against my skin as it goes. The cat watches me touch Michiru from its vantage point nearby, a supremely irritated look on its furry face.
いい匂いなんてしないもん。だって髪の毛色変えてるから、それの薬の匂いがするかなって思って。その
No, not really. It's a lie. Like I said, I'm just pretending here. How many times do I have to say this? Why do you keep taking it seriously?
じゃあ私だって言うもん。ごっこだからね。これごっことしての発言。
I understood the first time. No need to repeat yourself.
ユージにキスされた時ね。最初すごいびっくりしたの。だってなんでそんなことするんだろうっていろいろ考えたけど答えが出なくて頭がぐるぐるになって、それでもどうしてだろうってずっと考えてて、わかんないからもういいや、気にしないやって思ったんだけど、でもね、考えようとしてないのにユージのことが頭から離れなくなったの。たった一度のキスでこんな風になるって私変なのかな。
That's very close to a song lyric.
嘘だけどね。
Maybe it's because you're not used to it? I doubt it. Or I doubt it matters that I'm the one that did it. Anybody would feel a little awkward over a sudden kiss, and without much experience, I can see how it would weigh on your mind.
そっか。ユージは何とも思わないの？私とキスして。
That's right. Didn't mean a thing to me. It was just a moment of physical contact.
それはユージが経験豊富だから。今までいろいろな女の子とキスしてきたから。だからたった一度私とキスしたぐらい特別じゃないってこと？
Yeah, that's the gist of it. No feelings attached.
そうなんだ。そっか。なんか残念。まあごっこ上の発言だから嘘だけど。
I was lying too, actually.
え、嘘なの？なんとも思わないって嘘なの？
Hold on, are you seriously planning to do this for every little thing I say? This is a pretend date, so don't take anything coming out of my mouth seriously.
ごっこだけど、どこからどこまでが嘘なのか。せめて今のとこは本気で。あ、いや。なんでもない。わかんないや。
Yo, I'm totally lost too, so don't worry. Michiru scratches vigorously at her head in confusion and dismay. The cat, surprised by her sudden violent motion, leaps nimbly away.
まあいいか。今こうして一緒にいるんだし、こうして手をつないでるんだし。
Michiru strongly squeezes my hand as she speaks. The slightly sad look on her face belies her positive words. Seems my teasing has gone a little too far. Perhaps a conciliatory gesture is in order. Michiru, my friend, as this is a date, I happen to have a present for you.
本当に？なんで？ユージ？
Close your eyes and hold out your hand. After a quick scan of the area, I pick up a rock of moderate size. Oh my god. Oh, fuck me, man. Yuuji, you are the absolute goddamn worst. Like, I love Yuuji so much, but he is just an asshole. And then, and then return and gently place this in Michiru's open hand.
何これ重いんだけど。あとゴリゴリしてんだけど。
Alright, you can open your eyes now. Michiru slowly opens her eyes, and her palm rests a majestic lump of stone. 石? You've wanted that one for a while now, right? I picked it up just for you. わ
これごっこだから。ごっこだからプレゼントが拾った石なの。
Right. It's a pretend date. So you get a rock I picked up off the ground. Now rejoice!
嬉しいよ嬉しいよ。
I see, moved to tears of joy, eh? Ha ha ha. Afterward, with comments such as this is the hot color for fall, or they collaborated with another designer on this one, I proceed to present Michiru with rock after rock. And every time Michiru answers no way I'm so happy, or yay, what a nice surprise, then accepts my gifts with a great show of gladness. I see. Perhaps this dating thing is somewhat enjoyable after all. I offer rocks and receive joy in return. A strikingly surreal spectacle, if I do say so myself. I doubt I'll soon forget the sight of Michiru's shark pouch bulging at the seams from its cargo of stone.
石重いよ。てかこれ中には岩って呼んだ方がいい大きさのもあるよ。
Just throw them away when we're done. They're only rocks.
わかってるわよ。
Oh, does she now?
やってきましたロミー。重い。
God damn it, she still has the fucking rocks. Having stowed her bag and changed into her swimsuit, Michiru joins me at the beach. Seems like the girl rented a large air mattress while she was at it. She's dragging it behind her, apparently struggling with the weight. Alright, I'm gonna take a short break because my throat is about to fucking fall apart, as well as the rest of me from all of this. Probably especially my mind from trying to comprehend what the fuck was going on with the pretend date thing. I will be back and we will continue on. And we're back, just like that. It's a good distance from here to the beach house. Must have been relatively difficult carrying a float of that size all this way. Again with that swimsuit, huh?
いいじゃない別に。にしても今日はなんでか知らないけどすっごく空いてるよね。夏休みなのに珍しい。
It's because of the coronavirus, man. This area isn't exactly flourishing, I guess. And when everyone thinks the beach must be packed today, sometimes barely anyone actually shows up. Not uncommon, actually.
ラッキーだね。さあ、マットも借りてきたし、これを浮かべて遊ぼう。誰にも邪魔されずに泳ぎ放題。あれ、なんでユージは制服着てるの?
Because that's all he ever wears. The swimsuit-clad bottle blonde peers at me with innocent confusion on her face. She honestly seems to have only just noticed, strange woman. Listen, you didn't tell me we were going to the beach until after we left the dorm. When exactly was I supposed to procure myself a swimsuit?
そっか、そうだね。じゃあ向こうの海の家に戻って借りる？でもまた行くの面倒だな。ほら、ここは人もほとんどいないわけだし、ユージは男の子なんだし、裸でいいよ、裸で。
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Just as Michiru says, even by my standards of this mostly empty beach we found ourselves, a particularly isolated spot. If nobody's going to notice anyway, going in naked might be a suitably carefree approach. True enough. Alright, I'll do that.
冗談。ユージ、今のはね、
Michiru, my friend, I'm now naked. Well, Yuuji is Yuuji. Huh? Something wrong? Why are you looking away?
いや、別になんでもないんだけど。
Something strange about my body?
いや、ないです。ありません。
I see. Well, if you notice anything odd, feel free to let me know. 頭の中に変な音が響く。変なファンファーレが。 Oh, I thought it was only me. Fanfare?
気にしないことにする。そうよ。私が変な風に考えるからいけないのよ。だって人間だもの。誰だって。
What's wrong?
ごめん。やっぱりせめてパンツだけは履いてくれないかな。 頭の中に深刻なエラーが発生しそうで。
Is that so? Very well then. Don't understand what you're getting all red in the face about, though. Weird girl.
変じゃないもん。変なのはユージだもん。
They're both weird in their own ways. To be completely honest. Her face still flushed, Michiru runs energetically toward the shining summer sea. I trot along behind her into a sheet of warm spray. She looks back over her shoulder.
ユージ、私を捕まえてごらんなさい。うふふ。
And delivers an appropriate playdate line. Hoo-ha. I break into an all-out dash and catch Michiru in less than a second with a flying tackle.
なんで倒すのよ。こういう時は、おいおい待てよみたいな感じじゃないの。
Hope you guys enjoyed how energetically I said the hoo-ha. My apologies. When told to catch someone, I feel it would be impolite not to make my best efforts to do so.
誰に？
Michiru's astute question returns me to my senses. Indeed, who exactly would I let down by allowing the girl to escape? I'm constantly obeying instructions handed down to me. My own will has no relevance, I simply carry out the task assigned to me. But today I'm under no such obligation, and still I wag my tail on request. How pathetic. Seems I've been domesticated right down to my bones. You have a point. Hardly any reason to stay tense at a time like this.
そうよ、もっと気楽にやってよね。ってことで、もう一度。
Hoo-ha!
早い！タックルまでが早い！
Sorry, pure reflex.
ユージってば、子供みたい。はしゃいじゃって。
If that's what you want to call it. That's not really the issue, but whatever. After that, we enter the sea and spend some time splashing around in the water. With no particular objective in mind, we mess around in the waves and swim idly under the sun's warm gaze. I think you could describe it as an afternoon well spent. Michiru has a cheerful smile on her face the whole time.
ユージってば、やっぱり泳ぎもうまいね。
This is more like wadding, or wading, I don't really know. Have to say, you seem pretty tired yourself.
そんなことないわよ。寝不足なだけ。8分。
So you're insufficiently rested after all. Maybe a brief nap's in order?
でも寝るとこないよ。あ、ここで少し寝てみようかな。海の上で寝るとか贅沢じゃない？
Huh, there's a thought. Michiru carefully lies herself face down on the plastic sea mattress. Apparently anxious about her bathing suit riding up, she sticks in a finger and tugs down on the cloth numerous times.
さすがに揺れますね。落ちそう。
Don't you sleep on your back?
それはそうだけど、お布団がない状態で仰向けに寝るのってなんか怖くない？守るものがないって感じで。
No, I don't think that at all.
私、どんなに暑くても布団絶対かぶって寝る。何もないと無防備すぎる。敵が来た時に守れないじゃない。
Who's this enemy supposed to be? I sort of get what you're saying, but the logic's a little incoherent.
そうかな。ユージなら分かってくれると思ったんだけど。ああ、そうだ。しばらくこうしてるなら日焼け止め塗らないと。
Alright, I'll put it on for you. We are pretend dating after all.
ねえ、それ本気で言ってるの？
Of course. You can't cover your entire body by yourself, now can you? I'll lend a hand. Isn't making people do this sort of thing for you the tsundere way?
じゃあ手伝ってよね。サメ吉の中に入ってるから。
Samaki? Oh, that pouch. I retrieve the bottle of sunblock from Michiru's shark pouch. When I take off the cap and tilt it toward my hand, a thick white liquid emerges in globs. What a way to describe suntan lotion. I have this thought every time, but the stuff looks like semen, doesn't it?
言わなくていいのよ、そういうことは。黙ってんのって。塗り りなさいよね。
Understood. Here goes. As promised, I begin to spread the lotion along the exposed portions of Michiru's body. Perhaps she finds the summer sun hot, as her skin's already growing sticky with sweat.
ねえ、いつも思うって言ってたけど、ちょくちょく日焼け止めを女の子に塗ったりするの？
Not quite. When you're somewhere that gets really intense sunlight, this stuff is a necessity. In Japan, it's usually nothing worth worrying about, but depending on the country, you can end up with debilitating or even fatal sunburns.
うわ、そうなんだ。
What's wrong? That tickle?
ちょっとぐらいは大丈夫なんだからね。ねえ、もう一個聞いていい？
What?
日焼け止めを塗って海に入ったりして環境汚染につながったりしないのかな？
Some people will probably tell you the stuff's helping to kill the world's coral reefs, but the cosmetics companies would probably say typical use won't cause any adverse impacts. There are various opinions, depending on how you look at it. It's not a question that can be answered simply and decisively either way.
ユージってさ、何でも知ってるよね。
Not true. The world's overflowing with things I don't know. For example, if you ordered me to hum a tune from the current #1 musician on the Japanese charts, I'd probably need some time. I thoroughly and gently spread the sunblock across the back of Michiru's body. When I'm satisfied with my handiwork, I give her a light little smack on the rear and speak. Alright, other side, flip over.
え？上って上？それ冗談よね。
Why so reluctant, woman? Do you want to turn into reversey stone? Or into a reversey stone? I don't even know what that is. Having your front and back completely different colors would probably seem slightly unnatural.
そうじゃ
Oh
ない
yeah, and her hair
けど
color isn't?
上はさすがに抵抗が。
Quit whining and flip over. By the time Michiru manages to drag herself back to the beach, her skin's taken on a warm red glow from head to foot, And this after I kindly lathered you with sunblock. You just had to go and fall into the ocean and wash it all off.
うるさいわよ。だってあんなもうバカ。
Well then, what shall we do with ourselves? There's still plenty of daylight left. Want to try a triathlon next?
やらないです。私はもう今日は帰る。疲れた。
I see. Alright then, I'll walk you back to the dorm.
え、本当に？
Yeah, this is a date after all, of sorts.
ああ、そうか。そうだよね。やっぱりいいや。
Michiru delivers this answer with a strangely forlorn expression on her face. Why is that? Aren't we pretending?
そうなんだけど、それはいい。
Oh yeah, and the rest of this
なん
wasn't?
か寂しくなっちゃう。なんでもない。それじゃあまたね。
Well, later works for me, but from the way things look, it's going to be another titanic struggle for her to get that float back to the beach house. Is her refusal to even try asking me for help another aspect of the tsundere act? Or perhaps the girl's just helplessly awkward? Who knows at this point? I guess a few days later, that's what it looks like. What's the truth and what's fiction? Is this real or a dream? Where am I? Where aren't I? All of a sudden, many things feel unclear to me. I see we're entering a Kingdom Hearts game. Every once in a while, when I'm alone, I abruptly lose my bearings. Is it really alright for me to be here? To keep on living like this? My doubts gather into a dense mass of uneasiness that threatens to swallow me up like a black hole. You know what? I hella feel that, man. I came to this school under the pretense of being a student, but I'm still myself. No matter how carefully I smooth down my surface, the real me isn't going to just disappear. So when Michiru came to me with her pretend lover's proposal, deep down I was more relieved than exasperated. Now I have an excuse to live a lie. But this hasn't proven quite so straightforward. It's just a game, isn't it? Plain and simple. And yet sometimes the simplest things can be surprisingly difficult to fully understand. To be honest, I'm more than a little perplexed at the moment. My real feelings seem to have gotten lost in some obscure fold of my brain, and I'm not having much luck finding them again. And I'm pretty sure she's feeling the same way. What's real and what's make-believe? Who am I and who aren't I? Michiru's been dropping by my room on more or less a daily basis recently. Her objective, of course, is to drag me out on pretend dates. Although I agreed to play along with the intention of killing some time, my thoughts on the matter are gradually growing muddled and unclear to me. Why exactly do I keep humoring her like this? You could call this a mutual crime, I suppose. We're both play-acting feelings that aren't real, collaboratively, goddamn, perpetuating a fantasy. Sometimes I really struggle with words. Michiru's finally gotten to the point of barging right into my room without even feeling self-conscious about it, but that's the product of my deliberate decision not to lock the door. Am I being too soft on the girl? Nothing, but isn't it about time we ended this relationship? But if I put it that way, it sounds like we're talking about a real breakup. There shouldn't be any need to take this game so seriously. What's that supposed to be? Abandoning my flustered companion, I abruptly exit my room. Why does this feel so uncomfortable? It's like I'm living inside a man-made miniature garden with some cosmic voyeur watching me from far above. What now? Look, I agreed to play house with you, but there are limits. Yeah, are we? I open my mouth to refute her, but find myself at a loss for words. The snappy retort I was expecting just doesn't come. Well, where do you want to go then? Not necessary. I don't want to spend that much time. Off we go, I suppose. While waiting for Michiru, I reflect on the fact that our classmates will be returning to the dorm soon. Once they're back, will Michiru revert to her original tsundere state? Will we go back to the normal routine, as if this time we spent together never happened? Not that it's really any of my concern, it's her problem. Oh no. Darling and the Franks. Oh, it's not real. Okay, we're okay. Darling, even for the sake of authenticity, I'm pretty reluctant to start calling you honey. The poor cat. Huh, easy for you to say. Darling, huh? Then tighten it. I'm sure it has, like, a way to tighten it. I doubt there's been that significant a change in a few days. Let's see here. No, I did not. I looked at your waist, and then at your cat. It's male. Because I looked. Rest assured, there was no funny business involved. When I was injecting... well, it's hardly important. Huh? Did Chizuru spill the beans?
実はユージって結構優しいよね。だから好き。
Honestly, are there any words so hollow as a woman's kiss between the two of us?
どうしたユージ。
Pipe down. Come on, let's get going.
ああ待ってってば、どこ行くか私しか知らないはずなのに。
Yeah, I guess.
やっぱりここって落ち着く。
In a less than totally unpredictable development, the destination Michiru guides me to is the usual clearing overlooking the sea. Michiru, my friend, I'm going to be blunt. Why are you so attached to this place?
それは
Michiru slowly licks her lips with her tongue, then looks at me, straight in the face and smiles.
ない。
Huh? No reason. Even though you come here at every possible opportunity, you expect me to believe you have no reason for doing so.
ああ、ないっていうのは適切じゃないな。つまりこの場所は綺麗だし、すごく遠くまで見えるし、空気が美味しいし、猫ニャーとも出会えたし、それから空が高いし。
Well, I hate to break it to you, but we've been able to see kitty meow everywhere.
好きなんだけど。
I have the feeling that today I'm finally going to hear about whatever it is Michiru's been hiding from me. Therefore, as the girl hems and haws, I simply wait patiently. So, as not to let some crumb of truth blow away in the wind, I shield my ears with a hand and sit quietly waiting.
あとね、友達のことを思い出す。
Michiru finally manages to just barely squeeze out the words. At the same time, her cat gives a small cry and my phone and watch both vibrate due to messages that I'm receiving. I really should have turned off my watch. It's really distracting.
すごく大事な友達のことを思い出すんだ。別にここで何かあったわけじゃないんだけどね。
I see. And is this friend of yours now a source of distress?
わかんない。いいよ、そんな話は。
Michiru clears her throat with a little cough, brushing her previous comments off the table of conversation.
ありがとうね。デートごっこすごく楽しい。でもちょっと怖いなって思う。こんなに楽しくて毎日笑ってて、そんな風に生きる資格があるのかなって。私はもっと世界の端っこでちっちゃく呼吸しながら生きなきゃいけないんじゃないのってそう思っちゃう。
The black cat repeatedly circles around Michiru's legs, in search of attention, but the girl's so caught up in her little monologue that she doesn't even seem to notice.
ユージがごっこでもデートしてくれて嬉しいんだよ。猫ニャーもいるし。でも全部これは嘘で、夢で、いつか消えちゃうんじゃないかなって思う自分もいる。今は箱を外から見ているだけで、蓋を開けたら空っぽで、最初から何もなかったんだよってならないか。それが怖いの。ねえ、私って最近変じゃない？私は私でいられる？ちゃんと私のままでユージと一緒に過ごせてる？こんなこと聞くなんておかしいよね。自分でも分かってるんだ。でも怖いの。ねえユージ、私
I put a hand to Michiru's cheek and feel the temperature of her skin. The girl before my eyes is without a doubt the Michiru I know, no more no less. But it's also true that another Michiru appears occasionally in her place. I know basically nothing about the girl. Not why she became this way, not what it means. And no matter how many pseudo dates we accumulate, I'm not going to get any closer to that answer. There are some places role-playing can't take you. You're you. Same as always. There's nothing strange about you. I think I've told you this before, but you worry too much.
私ちゃんとできてる？いろんなことちゃんとできてる？
All of a sudden, Michiru's eyes are tinged with red.
私バカだからよくわかんないの。ねえ、ユージも私をバカだと思う？デートごっこして本気で喜んでユージのこと多分すごい好きで、そういうのって嫌い
Not really.
それも嘘。
No. Don't get too paranoid on me, alright? Take this as face value, or at face value. You're fine just the way you are.
そのままの私ってなんだろう。よくわかんないんだ。
Michiru blinks rapidly, and a single large teardrop rolls down her face. No others follow.
私ね、ユージとデートしてる時にずっとこのままだったらいいなって思ったの。ずっと今日が続けばいいなって。
I used to think those types of things when I was a teenager. Just, you know, go on a date with whoever was my girlfriend at the time. Don't worry, guys, I'm not a player. I'm a loser. And, you know, we'd just have, like, a lot of fun. Or not even... It doesn't even have to be restricted to dates with a girl or whatever. Just days where I'm having fun with the guys. Or just going out and having a blast of some sort. It's those times where you think, wow, I really wish that this feeling of enjoyment would continue to last.
だって嘘のデートごっこでも終わりが来なければそれが本当でしょ。だから終わるのが怖い。
I see. But pretending has its advantages. No matter what happens, you can pass it off as a joke. Nobody has to get hurt.
そうかもしれないね。でも終わるの怖いな。猫ニャーがいなくなるのが、ユージがどっか行っちゃうのが、友達がみんなが消えるのが怖い。
As the words leave her mouth, Michiru slowly squats down to finally pet the black cat at her feet. Somehow the movement reminds me of an elderly musician lovingly attending to their instrument.
楽しければ楽しいほど怖くなる。この楽しさは本物なのかなって。そうなんじゃないかなって。私、よくわかんないよ。
I'm struck by the need to reassure Michiru. Setting aside my own complex circumstances and uncertain feelings, I want to do something for the girl crying in front of me. More than a little presumptuous of me, yes, but I simply can't bring myself to stay silent. You're not wrong, Michiru. Most things do come to an end, but that's... In that instant, her hand still moving through the cat's fur, Michiru changes. I swallow the words that were about to leave my mouth and carefully observe her.
だがそれは何？短い。
The girl before my eyes was no longer the Michiru I wanted to comfort. You again? You've got crappy timing, woman. Michiru offers me a dry, unamused little laugh, then moves her arms carefully back and forth as if testing the parts that compose her.
どうしたのかしらね、私。まあ、お礼を言わなくちゃね。ありがとう、この子とデートしてくれて。君も素直じゃないもんね。結局、デートごっこっていうややこしい形になったけど、この子はすごく喜んでる。ありがとう。でもね、だから困ってるのよ。思ったよりも、この子本気だったみたい。
Michiru brushes her bangs out of her eyes, then tugs on the hem of her dress, clearly uncomfortable.
こんな服まで用意して、ちょっと男にこびすぎじゃない？まあ、それは私の趣味じゃないってだけかもしれないけど、努力は認める。 でもちょっとね、まずくない？
I don't follow.
そう。つまりさ、君はこの子を安心させたいと思ってる。そうでしょ。でもそれは一時期の感情に過ぎない。この子とずっと一緒にいることができる？ずっと離れないでいることができる？永遠に守ることができる？
Yeah, probably not, to be honest. Instead of answering, I squeezed my clenched hands a little tighter. It would be easy enough to object, but the girl has a point.
ユージ君は仕事柄、学園を離れることだってあるでしょ？その時の寂しさをどう紛らわせてくれるの？君のいない夜、この子は誰にすがればいい？どれだけ泣くと思う？そうなる前に寝ましょう。遊びはおしまい。
The girl claps her hands together firmly. Strangely dry sound hangs in the air for a moment. A black cat alarm darts off into the grass. Michiru, my friend. Lacking a better alternative, I venture to call the girl in front of me by that name. You talk about the end like it's inevitable, but some things do last forever. Of course, the vast majority don't. But that's not a reason to give up looking. No matter how minuscule the odds may be, eternity does exist. It might take a borderline miracle to find it, but you can't deny it's there. Michiru twists her face as if she's taken a bite out of a particularly sour lemon.
ユージ君ってそんなこと言う人なんだ。そうね、確かに否定はできない。誰にも奇跡を否定することはできない。でもそうやって都合のいい言葉に甘えたら、結局最後に傷つくのはこの子なの？君が奇跡を起こせなかったら、ただ奇跡を夢見て裏切られて終わっていくの。ねえ、そんな悲しいことってある？私はちょっと残酷だと思うの。
The beautiful scenery, the pleasant wind, all of it seems to have abruptly drained of color and flavor. I can't find an effective response to her words.
この子は君とずっと一緒に黙ってる。この子と君をデートさせてあげることがこの子のためになるかと思ったけど、違う。お願いだから、この子のことを傷つけないでね。
I have no intention of hurting her, but when you're that afraid of getting hurt... As the words are leaving my mouth, Michiru's body language slackens and the expression on her face changes. I instantly sense that the girl I know has returned.
今、ちょっとフラッてした。
Hey, hey, hey. Michiru grins brightly, but once she notices my grim expression, the smile quickly fades from her face. Her eyes full of uneasiness, she tentatively opens her mouth.
私、何か変なこと言った？もしかして、また。
Her lips begin to tremble. It's obvious that the girl's genuinely afraid. She has the expression of a child who's looked down into a deep, dark well.
やっぱりか。そうなんだね。そうなんだよな。いつもそうなんだ。なんでかな。私が大切だって思ったり、必要だと感じると消えちゃうの。そう思うと遠くへ行っちゃう。だからそんなこと思わない方がいいんだよね。このまま楽しい時が続けばいいなんて思っちゃダメなんだよね。私、夢なんて見ちゃダメなんだ。
Instead of answering, I silently wrapped my arms around Michiru and hugged her tightly. A very abrupt action on my part, to be sure, but it felt like the thing to do. Michiru's breath catches in her throat. I can faintly feel her pounding pulse through her skin. I can't find anything to say to her right now. I don't know what she's gone through, or where these anxieties came from. I feel her suffering like it's my own. My emotions and hers seem to have rolled up into a hopelessly tangled mess. To be honest, I don't have the first idea what to tell her. And therefore, guided by sheer instincts, I decide to come out and say something that's been on my mind for a long time now. This isn't the time for false happiness or hollow consolation. Right now, she needs truth. Michiru, my friend, there's something I've been wanting to tell you. You mind? I don't know what I should say to you right now, so I'm going with this.
分かったから早く言ってよ。怖いことじゃないよね。無理しちゃうことじゃないよね。
Well, I know that this is all emotional and whatnot, but I just got a message, and I have something I need to go do. So the rest of this episode will continue after I do that. I will be back in literally 1 second for you guys. And yet again, I have returned. So let us see, what does Yuuji have to say? Okay, perfect. Not sure.
分かった。覚悟する。はい、行って早く。
That cat. You're calling it Kitty Meow, aren't you? Well, you're god-awful at naming things. Wow. I can't hear anymore. I'll say it again. You are terrible at naming things.
何それ今それ普通今のタイミングで言う指摘するにしても
Weren't you listening to me? I didn't know what to tell you. So for the time being, I decided to say something that's been on my mind for a while.
まず伝えてみたじゃないでしょ今のだって結構
The timing might have been somewhat odd, granted, but they're sincere words. Try to calm yourself, alright?
混乱するでしょまったくもう考えてんだかユージって本当に意味わかんないもう
Michiru laughs, a hint of cheerfulness returning to her voice. Her deeply sorrowful expression gives way to the same straightforward smile I saw yesterday. I deliberately chose to play for time. As a temporary stopgag measure, I've simply shifted the topic away from potentially problematic subjects. I don't know if that was the right decision, but I didn't want to make some half-assed, insincere promise just to bring Michiru momentary reassurance, and that's totally understandable. It'd be easy enough to lie to the girl and make her feel like the problem's been solved, but that wouldn't be genuine progress. Might well backfire, in fact. And so I stalled her. I've put off the inevitable for now. I decided that a little more time would be necessary to resolve this problem, and now I have it.
ごはんあのね猫にゃんは名前じゃないよ
It isn't, but you're constantly calling him that.
だって猫って呼ぶわけにはいかないでしょにゃーって鳴くから猫にゃー
So if he was a dog, it'd be doggy bark?
そういうことだって名前つけたくなかったなさっきも言ったけど私の大切なものってすぐどこかへ行っちゃうからだからそうならないように名前なんてつけたら関係性ができちゃうでしょそれが怖かったの
I see. That explains it. But there's no harm in naming the animal. You should reconsider.
いいのかな、そんなことして。
Profoundly shocked by my proposal, Michiru hesitates. But honestly, she's so transparently attached to the animal that sticking with this purely functional non-name seems both awkward and pointless.
もし名前をつけて、その瞬間にどうかなっちゃうこと。
God, I hope not. That would fucking suck. That'd be the most depressing thing ever. Not impossible, but it strikes me as exceptionally unlikely. I know. Why don't I propose a name for the little beast? Let's see here. Aha! Rommel has a nice ring.
やだー。ね、何それ。ずっと言ってるよね、ロンメルって。全然可愛くないんだけど。
Cuteness was a requirement? I see. I'm too used to thinking of names as purely practical signifiers, I suppose.
そもそもロンメルって何なの？
A general.
将軍か。いや、将軍である必要はないからね。ロンメル禁止です。どこの馬の骨ともわからない将軍なんて。
Hold on, woman. Rommel's no hole in the ground. Listen up. Rommel was an officer of the German army, known as the Desert Fox for...
いいの。ロンメルに対して詳しく知りたいわけじゃないから。そもそも砂漠のキツネって、この子は猫でしょ。キシャー。キシャー。
I like how it actually said his name is Rommel. I see. If you're that opposed, I guess there's nothing for it. Alright, how about this one? Erwin.
エルビン？いやー、ちょっと可愛いじゃない。それ、なんとなく素敵な気がする。
Officially, it's somewhat longer. Erwin Johannes.
エルウィン・ヨハネス？
Erwin Johannes Eugene, or would that be Egwin Rommel?
ロンメルじゃー。キシャー。
Alright then, all joking aside, go ahead and name him as you see fit.
自由にって言われると困るんだけど。ね、こういうのはどうかな。
Michiru bashfully rubs her thighs together and speaks with a clear hint of embarrassment in her voice.
ニャンメルというのはいかがですかね。
It's shit. Wow.
即答いいじゃないニャンメル。
How did you arrive at this name? Walk me through the thought process here.
それはユージがね、ロンメルロンメルって言うから、よっぽど思い入れがあるのかなって思ってね。
Not in the slightest. It was just the first thing that popped into my head.
それでね、猫ニャーとロンメルでニャンメルっていうのはいいかな。
Michiru looks up at me, clearly looking for approval. In response, I offer her my honest opinion on the matter. Do it. A name can be anything, really. What matters is the fact that you're the one who named it. As of today, that cat belongs to you.
そっか。じゃあそうする。どうニャンメル、新しい名前気に入った？無視。
Well, I doubt it could care less.
ちなみにだけど、一応だけど、念のためだけど、聞いちゃいますけど、ユージは
I think we're already honest, Michiru. Come on.
率直に言ってね、率直に。
I don't think we need to, repeat ourselves. How many times are you gonna make me repeat myself? When it comes to naming things, you are utter shit.
率直すぎるでしょ。ねえ、ちょっと。
At least we are honest. Well, whatever the name, there's no changing what's already been decided. Alright then, why don't we head back?
ねえ、ユージ。手つないでいいよね。ほら、一応まだデートごっこだし。
Before I can even tell her I don't mind, Michiru clings to my arm.
ありがとう、ユージ。私の世界のパーツが一つ増えたみたい。
Yeah, it's the cat. We just went over that. Good for you. Collect enough of those and maybe you can piece together a world that belongs to you alone. It's up to you what gets included. That's some deep shit right there. Wait, what the fuck does that say? Don't worry, I read it. Alright then, let's get going. Lyudmila Pavlinchenko. I'm not even gonna try the rest of it. I don't think cats make those noises, by the way. But then again, that jellyfish from earlier really didn't look like a jellyfish. Today, Michiru obtained a new piece of herself, but we can't forget that none of her problems have really been resolved. Still, the girls begin to walk on her own 2 feet, if only within the bounds of a make-believe fantasy. As for myself, the words of the other Michiru still weigh heavily on my mind. If eternity doesn't exist, what can I do for a girl who wants something permanent? Easy enough to sulk and say it's all meaningless in the end, but with that mindset, we'll never even crack open the door to her world. You got that right, brother. Back to Yuuji's room we go, like 2 or 3 days later. Alright, so we are finally going to end this episode, and this time it's not a break, this is actually going to end. Didn't really see myself having to take the second break. I was just going to be to the end of the session, but I was needed elsewhere. But luckily we were able to finish off all of the scenarios that came up in this episode, and I hope you all enjoyed this long episode. The next one will be a teeny tiny bit longer, and then episode 270, whenever I actually can get around to that, will be a very long finale, because I really don't want to have to make any more episodes of this. I want to condense the rest of this playthrough as much as possible, because it's already a long, ridiculous mess. And whose fault is that? It's definitely mine. So get ready for 2 long episodes. The next one just being a little longer than this one. And episode, 270? That'll be the finale. And quite the long one to boot. So I guess we'll see what happens in the next episode. Thank you all for watching this. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Subscribe so you're tuned in for the next 2 episodes whenever I'm able to get around to recording those, because it takes a lot of time if you didn't get that part. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.